Tactical Muffin Top service announcement. Service announcement. Service announcement. I'm driving. I was getting ready to go out for a hunt, and I got a call from an elderly person saying that they needed help with their husband, that he was dizzy and he was feeling nauseous and needed help. So she didn't have anybody else to call, so she called me, and I went out there and we went through. And this is where the service announcement comes in. I want you guys, if you have any elderly people that you care about or have your phone number, maybe sit down with them, go through their medications list, and see what they have at home to test stuff. Because I brought out like a little go bag deal that has like a blood pressure reader and like a pulsometer and some different things like that. Stuff like that. And I have a diabetic in the family, so we had some like, blood sugar stuff and some like Gatorade packets and stuff. And he was sitting down there, and I was going through him. I was asking him like, what are your medications and this and that. Obviously it wasn't a stroke, which is where I started, because that's the most, immediate scary thing, right? And so we got the blood pressure, and it was 99/80, and we got to talking about his medications. The guy's on blood thinners. He might have accidentally taken an extra one going through the count, because we actually counted his medications. So another thing to do is they'd say they have the date on the pills and the quantity and your daily dosage, so you can physically count it out, so you can see, hey, whoops, might have accidentally taken an extra pill. And ask them, hey, do you remember dropping one? No? Okay, so that could have been part of it. What ended up happening was, it's 11:15 my time right now, and the guy hadn't drank anything all day. They were talking, going through some Christmas stuff, doing the mail, just normal stuff at the kitchen table, and he stood up real fast, and I asked him, I was like, okay, when was the last time you urinated? And he said, this morning. I'm like, okay, so he's probably good from last night. The guy just hadn't drank anything all day, except for like a sip of water to take all his medication. So if you have elderly people that rely on you and yours and your mag and your family, and you're in, a church group or, neighbors, things like that, go through, get their medications list, get their routine figured out, so that way if they have a problem, and have a go bag with some stuff that can take blood pressure and things like that. A great thing is a smartwatch. And I kind of went through that with him. I was like, if you had a smartwatch, it's pretty good, like, for your doctor's office, because they can trap, like your heart rate and your some of them do like the blood pressure deal and your sleep routine, things like that, so they can see, especially if you're changing up medication, things like that, you can catch stuff like that, and you can say, I'm having a problem, and then you can call somebody for higher aid if you don't know anything. But, I gave the advice. I said, if you feel lightheaded like that again and nauseous, lay down on the ground, because it's a lot easier to work on you from the ground than it is if you fall and hit the ground and have a second problem, like if you hit the countertop or something, or the table with your head, then we have an even bigger problem. So if you feel nauseous, things like that, and I told him, put your feet up to help with, your heart rate, things like that, if you have an issue. So public service announcement, if you have people on medication, things like that, make sure that you have things that you can offer a little bit higher care. I'm not, medically rated or anything. I'm just not retarded. I'm a prepper. It's a prepper thing. It's a higher level of care than what that old lady had, okay? It was Muffin Top. Muffin Top was a higher level of care today. And I want you all to be the best that you can be and to help everybody. And they were so grateful that they had somebody to call. And after going through that, I think I'm going to help them get some cheaper smartwatches so they can have them at least. And they're looking at getting like a blood pressure cuff and a pulsometer and things like that. And I was like, a great thing for electrolytes is to just, sorry guys, I'm turning over here into my driveway, and I was like, great thing, Gatorade, things like that, some salt, and they didn't have Gatorade in their house. It's not a thing. They they're old fashioned. It's like coffee, water, tea, and then like a Coke, and I was like, okay, well, I gave them the Gatorade packets that I had on me, and they had the Gatorade, and it worked out. But This is Muffin Top, man. This is preparedness 101, man. If you can help somebody, do it. Um, it'll help tenfold. So, um, this gal's super nice. She actually gives me a lot of like baked goods and things like that. Her zucchini bread's freaking bomb. So, uh, help everybody out. Get to a higher level of preparedness, just like when Lawfully Armed responded to a car wreck, Have a tourniquet on you, have basic stuff. You can get all that stuff, the pulsometer and then like a blood pressure cuff at Walmart for like you can get all that stuff and have like a little medical go bag for under 50 muffins, man. It's cheap. The stuff is so cheap. And if you didn't we probably all got some of that stuff from like COVID, right? So you probably already have some of this stuff laying around. Get it in a little bag so you can grab it and go to help people. Public service announcement, have a small medical kit ready to go to give a higher level of care to people. Muffin Top out.